Hello and welcome back to the workshop. Now what I got here in front of me is astounding and I'm really excited about it. What's in the bag, you might ask? Hold your horses, I'm getting to that. What I got here, believe it or not, is an instrument. Packs down to about 15 inches roughly total and can be put in your backpack. But it is a full-scale instrument. Would you believe me if I told you it was a guitar? Let's take a look at this. Now it comes in pieces conveniently to be packed up. And let's see if, as I'm putting this together, you can guess what it is. If your guess was guitar, then you'd be right. This is called the Jammy. Now what is this? The Jammy is an electronic guitar, not like your standard electric guitar, but completely MIDI. And as you can see, doesn't sound like a normal guitar off the get-go. What this is two sets of strings. So you got your first initial 6 strings down here and your secondary 6 strings up here, which register these touch sensors to carry sound. Now what does this mean? This means that I can plug it straight into an amp, just like any regular guitar, and play it just like any other guitar. You can change settings by clicking this button here, which also controls my volume. Or we can pair it with the Jammy app. Now this is a Bluetooth instrument, so it'll connect directly to the phone. Once it's near, you'll hear that sound and you'll know it's connected. And what this app does is it allows you to go through and select presets like your electric guitar, go to a nylon string, or even an acoustic steel string. You can change where the capo is. Or you can go in and change your tuning to whatever you would like. They even have it all the way down to tuning to an 8-string. What this also does is it allows you to go through your presets and change whatever you want. So if I wanted to go in here, I could adjust all this, go back, or just kind of go through. We can go fuzzy funk. Romantic goth. Glam metal. Or just go to your clean sound. Change back to guitar. Gives you all those same presets. What's a little disappointing about this app is that it's limited, so you can't add any effects. You can only go into the library of what they have in here. Go through and mess with all these apps, or I can go in and add my own presets, so I can mess with only what they have on here, which is distortion, wah-wah, compressor, equalizer, delay, reverb, and modulation. You can compound these together, so if I wanted to, I can go through and select all of them if I wanted to get really crazy. And then you can play around with those effects as you save it through. So you can go through and select each individual one and change how much or how little is in of each one of these. But this also gives you an even bigger capability that I'm more impressed by. Or I can hook this up to any recording software and say, play the drums. Or we could play something more not traditional, like the harp. Or old chiptune. Or something completely off the wall. Or say you wanted to play, I don't know, a hurdy-gurdy. The possibilities are endless. All you have to do is download VST Plugins. What this is doing is it's now a MIDI instrument, but it has strings. So it's more comfortable than playing a keyboard, at least for me in my case, or most guitar players I've talked to. So this gives you the comfortability of a familiar instrument, but all of the benefits of a MIDI controller. So now what does this mean? This means that you have another tool in your toolkit. This is not a replacement for the guitar and never will be. The downside is you have to play it plugged in, no matter what. I can't, no matter where I pluck these, I get the same sound. So it's not going to replace your guitar by any means. So if you're looking at this going, oh, this would be great for my son to learn on, I wouldn't even recommend that. There's a whole different feel to this than there is a real guitar. I would suggest learning the real guitar first before even considering something like this, because this is a accessory to the guitar. Now, what this does do is this, as I mentioned already, gives you the benefit of a MIDI controller with the feel of a guitar. For me, I do play a keyboard a little bit here and there, but I'm not the most comfortable with it. I wouldn't even call myself a piano player. I do understand how it works. But for me, it's finding the keys, playing it, finding the other keys, playing it. So it's a slow process. This for me was plug and go, and I was off to the races having a blast with this. It's a comfortable feel for any guitar player seeking something easier than buying a keyboard. The other downside to this, as I said, was the app is a bit limiting. So for practice purposes, it's all right. You get clean, you get dirty, and for practicing, that's more than sufficient. They do have something on there where you can jam along to tracks or jam along to a metronome, which helps for practicing. And you can plug your headphones in. There's a headphone jack right on the back side here that you can plug your headphones straight into this without having to have an amp. So there are benefits to that side of it. The other downside is it's not as expressive as a guitar is. Meaning, if you're doing bends, it doesn't register the same, and it doesn't always register when you're bending it. So in that regard, there's a bit of a learning curve with this. You have to touch a little harder because they are touch sensitive. So for someone like me who mainly did rhythm for most of my career in guitar, pressing down on these isn't too bad for me. For someone who has a light touch, I would say it's a bit of a learning curve to get over. You have to pluck a little harder too. So the dynamics aren't as expressive as a regular guitar is. So there are a few hurdles to get over when you get one of these things. Would I recommend it? Yes. As I said, this is a great addition to any guitar player's toolkit, especially if you want to record on your own. This gives you a world of possibility with the ease of the instrument you're already comfortable with. Now, I've been having a blast with this. I may never leave my house again. With that, I hope you all have a good one. Like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you next week. Bye.